Right now, there are angels standing at the threshold of your next season, and they've been given specific instructions from heaven that are about to change everything about your life. Not small changes, not minor adjustments, not incremental improvements. I'm talking about a complete relocation, a total repositioning, a divine displacement from where you are to where you're supposed to be, and it's happening so soon that the angels are already preparing the path, clearing the obstacles, and arranging every detail for your arrival. But here's what's going to take your breath away when I tell you the full revelation. You're not making this move alone. The person God has assigned to walk through life with you, the one who's been prepared in secret, refined in the waiting, positioned by heaven for this exact moment, they're not just going to meet you after you arrive in your new season. They're coming with you. They're part of the move itself, part of the transition, part of the divine orchestration that's about to unfold so fast you won't have time to question it before you're living in the middle of the answer to prayers you've been praying for years. And there's a specific sign, a clear, undeniable marker that heaven is about to release, and when you see it, you'll know with absolute certainty that the angels weren't lying. The wait is over, and everything is about to shift in ways that only God could coordinate. If your spirit just quickened inside you, if something just awakened that's been dormant, type "the angels are speaking" in the comments right now, because what I'm about to reveal is going to confirm what you've been sensing, explain what you've been seeing, and prepare you for the most significant transition of your entire life. By the end of this video, you're going to know exactly what move the angels are talking about, who's coming with you, what sign you need to watch for, and what you need to do right now to prepare for a shift that's going to happen faster than you're ready for. Let me start by telling you what the angels have been doing behind the scenes that you haven't been able to see. They've been in meetings, celestial councils where assignments are given, strategies are developed, and divine plans are confirmed. And your name has come up repeatedly in these meetings, not as someone who needs help or rescue, but as someone who's completed a phase, finished a season, graduated from a level, and is now ready to be promoted into what's next. The angels have been watching you walk through the fire of preparation, the wilderness of waiting, the valley of testing, and they've been taking notes, reporting back to the throne room, confirming that you're ready even when you don't feel ready. They've been clearing demonic resistance from the territory you're about to enter, binding assignments that were waiting to attack you when you arrived, establishing atmospheres of peace, provision, and protection before you even get there. They've been orchestrating connections, setting up divine appointments, arranging circumstances in ways that are going to seem like coincidence, but are actually precise heavenly coordination. They've been working on the person who's coming with you, preparing their heart, positioning their life, making sure that when the time comes for both of you to move, they're ready to go without hesitation, without fear, without looking back. And now the angels have been given the final instruction: prepare them for movement. The time is now, everything is in place, release them into their next season. Hebrews 1:14 tells us that angels are ministering spirits sent to serve those who will inherit salvation. You're about to inherit something that's been held in trust for you, and the angels have been assigned to make sure you receive every single thing God promised, including the person who's going to walk beside you into it. Subscribe to Prophetic Message channel and turn on notifications right now, because the messages coming in this season are going to prepare you for transitions that require supernatural guidance. Now let me show you what kind of move the angels are talking about, because this is specific, detailed, and already in motion. For some of you, this is a geographical move. You're about to relocate physically to a different city, a different state, possibly even a different country. And this isn't just about changing your address or finding a new job or wanting a fresh start. This is a divine displacement where God is removing you from a place that served its purpose and planting you in a place where your gifts can flourish, your calling can be fulfilled, your impact can be maximized. You've been feeling restless where you are, like you don't fit anymore, like the environment that used to feed you is now draining you. You've been having dreams about places you've never been, seeing locations in your spirit that feel like home even though you've never visited them. You've been getting random nudges to look at job opportunities in other cities, to research communities in other regions, to explore possibilities that don't make logical sense based on where you are now. That's not random wanderlust, that's angelic preparation, heaven downloading information into your spirit about where you're going next. And the person who's coming with you, they're either already in that location waiting for you, or they're about to move there at the same time you do, and your paths are going to intersect in a way that makes it obvious God orchestrated the entire thing. For others of you, this is a vocational move. You're about to transition careers, leave a job that's been suffocating your calling, step into work that aligns with your purpose instead of just paying your bills. You've been feeling the tension of knowing you're capable of more, called to more, created for more than what you're currently doing. You've been getting ideas, visions, business concepts, ministry opportunities that keep showing up in your thoughts and won't go away. You've been developing skills, building connections, positioning yourself without fully understanding why, and now it's all about to come together in a way that reveals God's strategy. And the person who's coming with you, they're either going to be part of that business, that ministry, that venture, or their own calling is going to complement yours in a way that multiplies impact instead of dividing it. For still others, this is a relational move. You're about to transition from singleness to covenant, from waiting to walking, from praying for a spouse to preparing for a wedding. You've been in a season of isolation that felt like punishment, but was actually preparation. And now that preparation is complete and the isolation is ending. You've been building your relationship with God, dealing with wounds, breaking unhealthy patterns, becoming whole on your own so you could enter covenant from a place of completeness instead of neediness. And the person who's coming with you isn't joining you in your current season, they're joining you in your next season, which means the relationship itself is going to be part of the move, part of the shift, part of the transition into everything God has been preparing. And for some of you, this is all three simultaneously: a geographical move, a vocational shift, and a relational transition happening at the same time in a convergence that's so perfectly timed it could only be God. Jeremiah 29:11 promises, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." The angels are executing those plans right now, and the future God has been planning is about to become your present reality. Share this video with someone who's been sensing they're about to move, but haven't had confirmation until now. Let me take you deeper into what the angels revealed about who's coming with you, because this is where it gets emotionally overwhelming. This person isn't a stranger you're going to meet after you relocate. This is someone who's already in your orbit, someone you might already know, or someone who's about to enter your life in a way that feels both surprising and familiar at the same time. The angels showed me that this person has been watching you, not in a creepy way, but in a "I recognize something in them that my spirit responds to" way. They've been noticing your character, your faith, your strength, your heart, and something inside them has been awakening, stirring, coming alive. They've been having their own conversations with God about you, their own moments of wondering if you're the one, their own prayers asking for clarity about what they're sensing. And God has been confirming it to them in the secret place, showing them that yes, you're the one, and yes, the timing is about to align, and yes, they need to prepare to move because where you're going, they're going. They've been getting the same restlessness you've been feeling about your current location, the same nudges to look at opportunities elsewhere, the same sense that something significant is about to change. And they don't fully understand why yet, but they're starting to connect the dots, starting to realize that their future is tied to yours, that the move they're sensing isn't just about them, it's about both of you. The angels revealed that this person has been specifically prepared for the challenges you're going to face in your next season. They carry gifts that complement yours, strengths that balance your weaknesses, wisdom in areas where you need guidance, support in areas where you've been carrying weight alone. God didn't just randomly assign them to you because you both happened to be single or because you seemed like a good match. He strategically designed them for partnership with you in the specific assignment He's giving both of you in your next location, your next phase, your next level. Ruth 1:16 captures the commitment that's been building in this person's heart. Where you go, I will go, and where you stay, I will stay. Your people will be my people, and your God my God. They're ready to go with you, not because they're codependent or directionless, but because God has shown them that their destiny is intertwined with yours, and separating from you would be disobeying what heaven has spoken. Let me show you what the angels said about the timing of this move, because this is critical information. They said, very soon. Not someday, not eventually, not when everything is perfect. Very soon, meaning weeks, not years, meaning months, not decades, meaning you need to start preparing now because the window is opening faster than you expect. The angels revealed that there's a specific date on heaven's calendar, a marked moment when everything shifts, and that date is so close that if you could see it, you'd be both excited and terrified. Excited because the waiting has been so long and you're ready for something new. Terrified because change is scary even when it's good change, and this level of change is going to require courage you're going to have to ask God for because you don't currently have it. The angels showed that there are events about to unfold in rapid succession, dominoes that have been set up and are about to fall one after another, creating momentum that can't be stopped. A conversation you're going to have that opens a door you didn't know existed. An opportunity you're going to receive that seems too good to be true, but is actually exactly what God arranged. A confirmation you're going to get from multiple sources in a short period of time that all point in the same direction. A peace that's going to settle over you about leaving what's familiar and stepping into what's unknown. And a person who's going to express what they've been holding, making it clear that they're not just interested in you, they're committed to walking beside you wherever God leads. Like this video, if you can feel in your spirit that something is about to move very quickly in your life. Now let me take you into the specific sign the angels said to watch for, because when you see this, you'll know everything I'm telling you is true and the move is imminent. The sign is this: you're going to have 3 confirmations in 3 days about the same specific location, opportunity, or person. Not vague signs that could mean anything, but specific, detailed, undeniable confirmations that all point to the same thing. It might look like this. Someone mentions a city you've been thinking about out of nowhere in a conversation. Then the next day, you see a job posting for that exact city, and the position is perfectly aligned with your skills and calling. Then the day after that, you have a dream about that city where you see yourself there, happy, settled, thriving, and when you wake up, there's a piece about it that you can't explain. Or it might look like this: you're praying about your future spouse, and God gives you a specific characteristic or quality to look for. Then someone who fits that description enters your life or re-enters your life after being absent. Then within days, multiple people who don't know each other start mentioning that person to you, asking if you've noticed them, suggesting you'd be good together. Or it might look like this: you've been considering a career change and you research a particular field or opportunity. Then you meet someone who works in that exact field and they offer to mentor you or introduce you to connections. Then shortly after, you receive an unexpected message, email, or call about an opening in that field that you never applied for, but someone recommended you. 3 confirmations, 3 days, all pointing to the same thing. That's not coincidence, that's angelic coordination, heaven speaking through circumstances, people, and divine appointments to make it crystal clear what you're supposed to do next. The angels said, when you see this sign, don't dismiss it, don't overthink it, don't wait for more confirmation. Act on it, move toward it, begin making practical preparations, because the door is open and it's not going to stay open forever. James 1:5-6 instructs, if any of you lacks wisdom, you should ask God, who gives generously to all without finding fault, and it will be given to you. But when you ask, you must believe and not doubt. God is going to give you wisdom through this sign, and you need to believe it and not doubt it, because doubting what God is clearly confirming is going to delay your blessing. Comment 3 days, 3 signs if you're ready to watch for what the angels are about to show you. Let me take you into what the angels revealed about what's waiting for you in your next location, because this is going to build your faith for the move. They showed me provision that's already been set aside for you, resources that have been allocated, finances that have been earmarked, opportunities that have been reserved. You're not moving into lack, you're moving into abundance, but it's abundance that can only be accessed in the place where God is sending you, not where you currently are. The job that pays more than what you're making now, the business that's going to flourish in that market, the ministry that's going to explode in that community, it's there waiting for you, but you have to go get it. They showed me relationships that are waiting, friendships that are going to feed your soul in ways your current friendships haven't, mentors who are going to invest in you, community that's going to celebrate you instead of tolerating you. You've been isolated where you are, not by choice, but by divine design, because God was protecting you from connections that would have kept you stuck in a season you were supposed to graduate from. But in your next location, isolation ends, and you're going to be surrounded by people who see you, value you, understand you, and champion your calling. They showed me a home that's waiting, a physical space that's going to feel like you've finally arrived, where you can breathe, create, rest, build, thrive. You've been in temporary housing, cramped quarters, places that served a purpose but were never meant to be permanent, and you've been okay with it because you trusted God was going to upgrade you. And He is, and the upgrade is better than what you've been imagining, more spacious, more peaceful, more aligned with the life you're about to step into. They showed me the person who's coming with you, thriving in that environment, operating in their gifts, walking in their calling, becoming everything God created them to be. And they showed me you beside them, not behind them, not in front of them, but beside them, equal partners, mutual support, both of you shining without competition, without jealousy, without the need to dim one light so the other can shine. Psalm 84:11 promises, "For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord bestows favor and honor. No good thing does He withhold from those whose walk is blameless." You've been walking blamelessly through this season of preparation, and God is not going to withhold any good thing from you, including the location, the provision, the relationships, and the person He's been preparing. If you feel led to support this channel so more people can receive these angelic messages, consider leaving a super thanks or joining our membership through the link in the description. Now let me show you what the angels revealed about the warfare that's about to intensify as the move gets closer. The enemy knows what's waiting for you in your next location, and he's terrified. He's seen the plans, he's aware of the assignment. He knows that if you get to where God is sending you, with the person God is sending you with, there's a level of kingdom impact he can't stop. So he's about to launch his final attempts to keep you from moving, to make you doubt the timing, to create fear about leaving what's familiar. He's going to use financial pressure to make you think you can't afford to move, that staying where you are is the responsible choice. He's going to use relational pressure from people who don't understand why you'd leave, who think you're being impulsive or irresponsible or running from problems. He's going to use emotional pressure making you remember the good times where you are, making you focus on what you'll lose instead of what you'll gain. He's going to attack your mind with thoughts like, what if this doesn't work out? What if I'm making a mistake? What if I get there and it's worse than here? And he's going to attack the relationship with the person who's coming with you, trying to create doubt, distance, conflict before you even get to your new location. But here's what the angels said about all of this warfare. It's confirmation that you're on the right path. The enemy doesn't waste resources attacking people who aren't threats to his kingdom. The intensity of the warfare is proportional to the significance of what you're about to step into. And every attack you overcome, every lie you reject, every fear you push through is building spiritual muscle you're going to need for your next season. Ephesians 6:10-11 instructs, "Finally, be strong in the Lord and in his mighty power. Put on the full armor of God so that you can take your stand against the devil's schemes." Put on the armor now, before the attacks intensify, so when they come, you're already positioned to stand, to resist, to overcome. Let me take you into what the angels said about how to prepare practically for this move. First, start decluttering now. You're not taking everything with you, and God is about to show you what needs to stay behind. Not just physical possessions, though that's part of it, but emotional baggage, toxic relationships, old mindsets, comfortable patterns that served a purpose but aren't serving you anymore. The angels said the lighter you travel, the faster you can move, and there are things weighing you down that you don't even realize because you've been carrying them so long. Second, start researching. Look at the places you've been sensing in your spirit, the cities that keep coming up, the regions that keep appearing in dreams or conversations. Research cost of living, job markets, communities, churches, schools if you have children, whatever factors matter for your situation. The angels said divine guidance doesn't eliminate the need for wisdom, and God expects you to be a good steward of the information He's providing. Third, start saving. Even if finances are tight, start setting aside whatever you can, because there are going to be costs associated with moving, and God is going to multiply what you're faithful to steward. The angels said there's provision coming, but you need to demonstrate that you're serious about the move by being financially responsible now. Fourth, start having conversations. Talk to the person you sense is supposed to come with you, not in a pressuring way, but in an honest way, asking what they're sensing, what God is showing them, whether they feel the same pull you're feeling. Talk to trusted advisors, spiritual mentors, people who know you well and can offer wisdom without agenda. Talk to God constantly, asking Him to confirm, clarify, direct, and give you peace about each step. Fifth, start surrendering outcomes. You can prepare, you can research, you can save, you can have conversations, but ultimately you have to trust that God is orchestrating details you can't control. The exact timing, the specific location, the particular job, the way the relationship unfolds, all of that is in His hands, and your job is obedience, not omniscience. Proverbs 16:3 says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." Commit the move to Him, commit the relationship to Him, commit the transition to Him, and He will establish every detail in ways that exceed what you could plan on your own. Share this video with someone who needs to start preparing for a move they've been sensing but haven't acted on yet. Now let me show you what the angels revealed about the relationship dynamic with the person who's coming with you. They're not coming as your savior, your completion, your missing piece. They're coming as your partner, your equal, your companion in the assignment God is giving both of you. The angels showed me that this relationship isn't going to be built on neediness or codependency or filling voids. It's going to be built on mutual respect, shared vision, individual wholeness that creates collective strength. You're both going to bring something to the table, and neither of you is more important than the other, more spiritual than the other, more necessary than the other. You're going to complement each other without competing with each other, challenge each other without threatening each other, support each other without enabling dysfunction. The angels showed me conversations you're going to have in your new location where you're making decisions together, praying together, dreaming together, building together. They showed me moments of conflict, because every relationship has conflict, but they showed me how you handle it with maturity, communication, grace, forgiveness, and a commitment to unity over being right. They showed me intimacy that's not just physical, but emotional, spiritual, intellectual, where you can share your deepest thoughts, your biggest fears, your wildest dreams, and know you're safe. They showed me a covenant that's strong enough to weather storms, flexible enough to navigate change, rooted deeply enough in God that when everything else shakes, this remains stable. And they showed me legacy, children if that's part of God's plan, or spiritual children if your impact is going to be through ministry or both, generations that will be influenced by what you build together. Ecclesiastes 4:9-12 declares, "Two are better than one because they have a good return for their labor. If either of them falls down, one can help the other up. But pity anyone who falls and has no one to help them up. Also, if two lie down together, they will keep warm. But how can one keep warm alone? Though one may be overpowered, two can defend themselves. A cord of 3 strands is not quickly broken." You, them, and God, a 3-strand cord that's not quickly broken, and that's what the angels have been assigned to protect as you transition into your next season. Let me take you into what the angels said about the exact moment when you're going to know it's time to move. They said there's going to be a convergence, a moment when multiple factors align simultaneously and create an undeniable knowing. The practical factors will align, finances will come together, job offers will materialize, housing will become available, logistics will fall into place in ways that remove every excuse. The relational factors will align. The person you're supposed to go with will express their commitment, clarity will replace confusion, timing will sync up for both of you. The spiritual factors will align. You'll have peace that passes understanding, confirmations from scripture, words from trusted prophetic voices, dreams that confirm, signs that point. And when all 3 of these converge, when the practical, relational, and spiritual all line up at the same time, that's when you move. Not before, because moving prematurely creates unnecessary struggle. Not after, because delaying when God says go creates unnecessary regret. But exactly when the convergence happens, when heaven says now, when the angels step aside and say the path is clear, the time has come, everything is ready. The angels said you'll know because there won't be confusion, there won't be chaos, there won't be 1,000 conflicting voices telling you different things. There will be clarity, peace, unity, and a sense of rightness that only comes when you're in the center of God's will. Isaiah 30:21 promises, whether you turn to the right or to the left, your ears will hear a voice behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it." You're going to hear that voice, clear and unmistakable, and when you do, you need to be ready to walk in obedience immediately. Like this video, if you're ready to move the moment God says it's time. Let me show you what the angels revealed about what happens after you move, because this is where the full picture comes together. They showed me you settling into your new location, and there's an ease, a fit, a sense of I'm finally home that you haven't felt in years, maybe ever. They showed me the person who came with you becoming more to you than you imagined, not less, more depth, more compatibility, more of what you prayed for than what you dared to hope for. They showed me your gifts flourishing in that environment, opportunities opening that were closed where you were, favor operating at a level you've never experienced. They showed me the calling you've been carrying suddenly making sense, because you're in the right place with the right people doing the right work. They showed me financial breakthrough, not lottery winnings, but steady increase, blessed work, multiplication of what you're stewarding, provision that exceeds your needs so you can be generous. They showed me community forming around you, authentic relationships, people who become family, a tribe that celebrates you, supports you, stands with you. They showed me looking back at where you were and being grateful you didn't stay, grateful you had the courage to move, grateful you trusted God even when it didn't make sense. And they showed me you and the person who came with you years later, still together, still thriving, still building, still in love, still grateful that God brought you together at exactly the right moment and took you to exactly the right place. The angels said this isn't a fairy tale, there will still be challenges, but the challenges in your next season are going to be challenges you can handle because you're in the right place with the right person under the right covering. Romans 8:31 asks, "What then shall we say in response to these things? If God is for us, who can be against us?" God is for you, the angels are working for you, heaven is moving on your behalf, and if all that is true, then whatever opposes you doesn't stand a chance. Comment heaven is moving if you believe angelic activity is happening right now on your behalf. Now let me take you into some specific scenarios to help you identify whether this message is for you. Scenario 1, you've been in the same city, same job, same routine for years, and recently everything that used to bring satisfaction now brings frustration. You love the people in your life, but you feel like you've outgrown the environment and staying feels like shrinking when you're supposed to be expanding. You've started getting random job offers, invitations to visit other places, opportunities that seem to come out of nowhere. And there's someone in your life, maybe a friend, maybe someone you've been attracted to, who's been hinting about moving, about making changes, about being open to relocation. If that's you, the angels are saying, start paying attention, the signs are already showing up, and the move is closer than you think. Scenario 2, you've been in a season of intense preparation, learning, developing skills, building character, going through things that felt like wilderness, but were actually training. And you felt like it's all been leading somewhere, but you haven't known where. And recently, you've started getting glimpses of what's next. Dreams about specific locations, visions of yourself in different contexts, a knowing that your current season is ending and a new one is beginning. And there's someone who keeps showing up, in person or in your thoughts, someone you sense is going to be significant, but you haven't known how or when. If that's you, the angels are saying, you've completed the preparation phase, the application phase is starting, and you're about to see why everything you went through was necessary. Scenario 3, you've been single by choice or by circumstance, focused on your relationship with God, building your life, becoming whole on your own. And recently, you've started feeling like that season is shifting, like God is preparing you to share your life with someone, like the isolation was purposeful, but it's ending. You've started having conversations with God about covenant, about marriage, about what you want in a partner and what kind of partner you want to be. And there's someone who's been pursuing you or expressing interest, and instead of dismissing them like you've dismissed others, you're actually considering them, praying about them, sensing God might be in this. If that's you, the angels are saying, the wait is over, the season of singleness has served its purpose, and God is about to give you the person He's been preparing while you were being prepared. In every one of these scenarios, the common thread is movement, transition, a sense that something significant is about to change, and someone is going to be part of that change. Let me show you what the angels said about the challenges you're going to face during the transition, because I want you to be prepared, not blindsided. Challenge 1, fear of the unknown. Leaving what's familiar, even when what's familiar isn't serving you anymore, is scary because the unknown always carries uncertainty. You're going to have moments where you question whether you're making the right decision, whether you should have stayed where you were, whether this was really God or just your own desires. The angel said when that fear comes, don't run from it, acknowledge it, bring it to God, and remember that faith isn't the absence of fear, it's moving forward despite fear. Challenge 2. Opposition from people who don't understand. Not everyone in your life is going to celebrate your decision to move. Some are going to question it, challenge it, try to talk you out of it. They're going to bring up logical reasons why you should stay, remind you of what you're giving up, suggest you're being impulsive or irresponsible. The angels said not everyone who's in your current season is invited into your next season, and their inability to see what you see doesn't invalidate what God showed you. Challenge 3. Practical obstacles that test your faith. Things that seem like they should go smoothly are going to hit snags, delays, complications that make you wonder if you're supposed to move after all. Housing that falls through, jobs that take longer to materialize than expected, finances that get tight, logistics that become more complicated than anticipated. The angels said these aren't signs that you're out of God's will, they're tests of your resolve, opportunities to demonstrate that you trust God more than circumstances. Challenge 4. Spiritual warfare that intensifies at the last moment. Right when you're about to move, when everything is finally coming together, the enemy is going to launch one final attack to get you to change your mind. Anxiety, doubt, fear, worst-case scenario thinking, attacks on your relationship with the person you're moving with, anything to create enough chaos to stop the momentum. The angels said the intensity of the attack at the end is confirmation that you're about to cross into something significant, and the enemy's last-ditch effort means he knows he's already lost. 2 Corinthians 4:8-9 declares, "We are hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed." You're going to be pressed, perplexed, persecuted, struck down, but none of it is going to crush you, destroy you, or stop what God is doing. Share this with someone who's facing challenges during a transition and needs to know it's part of the process, not evidence they're on the wrong path. Let me take you into what the angels said you should do when you see the 3 confirmations in 3 days. First, write them down immediately. Document what you saw, heard, experienced, the dates, the details, the specifics, because the enemy is going to try to make you forget or doubt what God confirmed. Having it written down gives you something to look back on when fear or confusion tries to creep in during the transition. Second, share it with someone you trust. Not everyone, not publicly, but 1 or 2 people who are spiritually mature, who know you well, who can help you discern whether this is God or something else. Having trusted witnesses who can confirm what you're seeing adds weight and accountability to the decision you're about to make. Third, start moving immediately. Don't wait for perfect clarity on every detail. Don't delay until you have all the answers. Don't let the practical obstacles keep you from taking the first step. When God confirms something 3 times in 3 days, He's not giving you information to think about. He's giving you instructions to act on. Make the phone call, submit the application, have the conversation, book the visit, do whatever the next practical step is to move toward what He confirmed. Fourth, tell the person who's supposed to come with you. If God has shown you that someone specific is part of this move, you need to communicate with them. Not in a pressuring way, but in an honest way. Tell them what you've been sensing, what God has been showing you, what confirmations you've received, and ask them what they're sensing on their end. If they're the right person, they'll confirm what you're seeing because God has been speaking to them too, just maybe in different ways. Fifth, start preparing logistically, even if you don't have all the details yet. Update your resume, research the area, look at housing options, begin the process of disentangling yourself from where you are. Taking practical steps demonstrates faith and creates momentum that makes it easier to move when the final green light comes. James 2:17 reminds us, faith by itself, if it is not accompanied by action, is dead. The confirmations are God speaking, but action is you responding, and He's looking for both faith and works working together. Now let me show you what the angels revealed about the first 90 days after you move, because this is critical for setting the foundation. They said the first 90 days are going to be intense, a mixture of excitement and adjustment, joy and challenge, confirmation and testing. You're going to have moments where you feel exhilarated, like you're exactly where you're supposed to be, like everything is falling into place better than you imagined. And you're going to have moments where you feel disoriented, like you made a mistake, like you gave up too much to come here, like maybe you should have stayed where you were. The angels said both of those feelings are normal, and the key is not letting the low moments make you question the decision that the high moments confirm. The first 90 days are about establishing rhythms, finding community, building routines, creating stability in the newness. It's about you and the person who came with you learning how to navigate life together in this new context, discovering each other's patterns, supporting each other through adjustment. It's about spiritual foundation, finding a church home, establishing prayer rhythms, creating margin for God in the business of transition. It's about practical foundation, setting up your home, learning the area, connecting with people, building the infrastructure for long-term thriving. The angels said, if you can make it through the first 90 days with faith intact, relationship solid, and foundation established, you're going to flourish in that place for years to come. But if you let the challenges of the first 90 days make you give up prematurely, you'll miss everything God positioned you there to receive. Galatians 6:9 encourages, let us not become weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. The first 90 days test whether you're going to give up or press through, and the harvest is waiting on the other side of that test. Like this video, if you're committed to pressing through the first 90 days no matter how hard they are. Let me take you into what the angels said about how this move is going to impact generations, because this is bigger than just you and your immediate future. They showed me children, either biological or spiritual, who are going to be shaped by the decision you make to obey God and move when He said move. They're going to grow up watching you walk in faith, trust God's voice, follow His leading even when it's uncomfortable, and that's going to mark them. They're going to see you and the person who came with you building something together, working through challenges, staying committed through hard seasons, and that's going to teach them what covenant looks like. They're going to witness the fruit of obedience, the blessing that comes from being in the right place at the right time doing the right thing, and that's going to build their faith. The angels showed me grandchildren and great-grandchildren who will benefit from the legacy you establish in this new location, opportunities they'll have, doors that will open, favor they'll walk in, because you had the courage to move. They showed me spiritual sons and daughters, people you're going to mentor, disciple, influence, who are in that location waiting for you to arrive so you can pour into them what God has poured into you. They showed me ministries, businesses, creative works, movements that are going to be birthed in that place that wouldn't have been birthed if you'd stayed where you were. And they showed me heaven celebrating, angels rejoicing, God smiling, because you trusted Him enough to leave the familiar and step into the unknown, and your obedience opened doors for others that were locked until you arrived. This isn't just about you getting blessed, it's about you being positioned to be a blessing, and the angels are orchestrating your move because God has assignments waiting that only you can complete. Deuteronomy 28:13 promises, "The Lord will make you the head, not the tail. If you pay attention to the commands of the Lord your God that I give you this day and carefully follow them, you will always be at the top, never at the bottom." You're about to move to the top, to the head, to a place of influence, authority, and impact, because you paid attention to what God commanded and carefully followed Him. Let me pray over you before we close, because I feel the weight of what the angels are releasing right now. Father, I thank you for every person watching who's about to move into their next season. I thank you that the angels have been preparing the way, clearing the path, orchestrating details, and everything is ready for them to step into what you've prepared. I pray for courage to overcome fear, faith to override doubt, obedience to supersede comfort. I pray for the person who's coming with them, that you would give them clarity, readiness, commitment, and peace about the transition. I pray for divine timing, that everything would align perfectly, practically, relationally, spiritually, so there's no confusion about when to move. I pray for provision, that finances would come together, housing would appear, jobs would materialize, every need would be met supernaturally. I pray for protection during the transition, that you would guard them from attacks, shield them from warfare, cover them under your wings. I bind every spirit of fear, doubt, confusion, delay, and distraction in Jesus' name. I declare that what you've spoken will come to pass, what the angels have confirmed will manifest, and nothing will stop the move you've ordained. In Jesus' mighty name, Amen. Now here's what I need you to do before you leave this video. If this message confirmed what you've been sensing, if it gave you clarity about what the angels have been doing, like this video right now, subscribe to Prophetic Message channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss the messages that are going to continue to guide you through this transition. Share this with someone who's been sensing they're about to move but needed confirmation from heaven. And comment, "I'm moving soon," if you believe the angels are speaking truth over your life right now. If you feel led to support this ministry through a super thanks or joining our membership through the link in the description, every bit helps us continue releasing prophetic content that brings clarity, courage, and confirmation. The angels say, you're about to move very soon. Not someday, not eventually, soon. And you're not going alone. The person God has been preparing, the one who's been praying about you, sensing you, getting ready to walk beside you, they're coming with you. Watch for the sign. 3 confirmations in 3 days about the same location, opportunity, or person. When you see it, don't doubt it, don't delay, don't dismiss it. Act on it, move toward it, prepare for it. Because everything you've been waiting for, praying for, believing for is on the other side of your obedience to move when God says move. The angels are ready. Heaven is ready. The question is, are you ready? Get ready. Your next season starts the moment you say yes. Blessed and ready.